Right. Should have prints on the other side of this. Probably should send in Sabil in sneaking mode. Allows us to drop on things. The cloak and dagger does not break stealth.
I hear something in the distance. A strange tune. Sabil freezes. It's her Scar song. The master is near.
Oh, fuck me.
He's close. We must turn back now. Or he'll have me under his thrall once more. I need to find someone I can trust enough to share the Scar song with. It's the only way. How may I help you?
What's our next move?
I think you know the answer to that. First, I'll find the master.
Done.
He has a date with a needle. Whatever comes after that, comes after that.
So you've long wondered how it all actually worked, the master and the scar.
My, what a query to ask so out of the blue.
Well, you sort of said that we need to learn about the song, so I'm guessing we'll share control over Spiel with the song. Master will use it to control her, but we'll use it to stop that.
Still, why not? I suppose some stories were always meant to be told. So, here goes. No, hang on.
She retrieves a small flask from her backpack, uncorks it, and takes a big swig. Tears stream from her eyes as she offers you the flask.
They're tears of joy, I assure you. Here, have some joy.
Accept.
You drink. It burns. Soon the tears run down your cheeks as well.
Not bad, is it? So good it has us crying like babies. Now then, the epic of The Master and the Scar. Sounds like a melodramatic opera. There was, of course, some singing involved. It began when I woke in the dark room. He removed my blindfold, and still I did not see. He himself was darker than any shadow, but I could hear him. Hear him give orders to another, Stingtail. How he came to regret the actions he performed that day. The master bid the dream a dream, and so he did. He sat there. I could feel his hands upon my cheeks. He trembled, as if in pain. I didn't know what was going on until quite suddenly, his right hand became a flame. I screamed as he traced the design of the scar into my searing flesh, but I could not move, not an inch. And all the while, the master looked on in darkest silence.
Shake your head and say you had no idea such horror came with your scarring.
Like I said before, didn't exactly feel like a kiss. So, once the scarring was over, and the pain began to fade, the training began. With words, whistles, snaps of the fingers even, the master could make me obey his every command. Young, strong, smart. You know I don't exactly lack in qualities. Didn't take him long to train me in the arts of stealth, subterfuge, and assassination. It shakes me little now, all too little. But that first time, that first real kill, it was such stuff as nightmares are made on. I had now lived in the dark for what might as well have been years. I was in a wood, but the trees there were sick. Grey, leafless hydras sticking out of ashen earth. There were no stars that night. She sat, shivering beside a fire. I was nervous. I had to chase her. My hand hated itself, tried to resist, but there is no resisting the master's song. My stabs weren't as mercifully exact as they should have been. I had to bring down the needle again and again as her screams flooded the forest with terror. When it was done, I crawled back to the master, broken, crept back into the box, and through its cold black lid, he told me I had done well. Next time, I'd do better.
Master and the Scar. Tell her it's an epic that deserves to be unwritten.
You understand me completely. With the needle, I'll kill him. And with the needle, I'll strike his name from my skin. The bastard will be master no longer.
Say you'd like to discuss recent revelations about her being the Prime Scion.
Ah, yes. I am the Prime Scion. A revelation that came quite out of the blue, which is somewhat ironic, considering I'm supposed to be my people's foremost memory keeper. Quite slipped my mind, though. A slave scar will do that to a girl.
Ask if these revelations jogged anything in her memory.
Yes, a great many things. Days long gone.
She looks down, an uncharacteristic cast of melancholy passing over her face.
Gods, I was so... Yeah, imagine it. To sit enthroned under a vast forest canopy. To look down upon a crowd of thousands, their bodies aglow with countless rays of golden light falling through the leaves. You hear their voices as one. One mind, one thought, and it's your name they incant, as if the word itself were magic. Sabille. They said it like I was the cornerstone of their existence. Isn't that silly? I didn't even know myself.
Ask if she knows who she is now.
Good question. It's a very lonely thing, indeed, to be the object of a people's worship. What is revered is feared at the same time.
She absent-mindedly fingers her needle, hesitates.
I used to love poetry. I used to love wandering the forests for days on end. I'd swim in the rivers and forget to dress after. It was fine. I was alone. I'd bask in the sun, sleep nestled among bear cubs. Nothing out there would harm me. But always, they would find me, the scions. Always the mother tree would call me back. For one day, I'd be free no longer. One day, my legs would be roots. To wander would be but one lone memory among millions.
Said that clearly she meant a very great deal to her people, but didn't they mean a great deal to her? I'm not actually sure that makes sense. What she is meant a great deal to her people, but who she is, didn't really matter. She's never been free, has she?
Clearly not. Though I must admit that even to sit on that throne amid that eerie crowd, destined to become leaf and bark, was not so dreadful a prospect as what came next. When I decided to run away from the Mother Tree with only the moon for my guide, it was a terrible journey. Soft-leafed branches became vicious like whips. Moss-bedecked rocks became sharp like the stone axes of old. I grew weary. I was bleeding, in pain, and how I gasped when for the first time an animal eyed me with malice and growled. That is when I heard them. The whispers and the taunts. The low howls of men. The snare cut so deep. The blindfold, it made me panic. The dark.
Take her in your arms and comfort her.
Somewhat to your surprise, Sabille doesn't recoil. but allows you to hug her.
Thank you. That very first moment of darkness. I've never been so scared ever since. Then there was the stench of those men. The burn of the ropes. The jeers and the kicks. Until the dark went silent. Even those barbarians didn't dare speak in the presence of the Master. But I'll not speak of him and his methods. Not now, anyway. If ever.
Ask her if she thinks she'd make for a good goddess.
The very best.
She cocks her head ever so slightly and eyes you as innocently as a kitten.
Why? Don't tell me you disagree.
Smile and say you most certainly wouldn't. Sebille the Magnificent, she'd be more popular than Lucian ever was.
Thank you. I quite agree, and I'm sure I'll have mercy on you when I'm a goddess. You, but a mortal at my feet. In all seriousness, though, the prospect both tickles and terrifies me. I mean, divinity. Will it be a blessing or a burden? Would we be truly omnipotent, or merely the servants of an unruly universe, as desperate for control as we are now? And then there's the question that makes me shiver most of all. Would we still be ourselves? Would I remain Sebille, or would my mortal soul die upon gaining divine immortality?
Tell her if you've asked yourself the same question. All we can do is try and see.
Take the plunge and don't look back, huh? As good a plan as any, I presume.
She sighs and closes her eyes, then smiles her easy smile.
Such a silly game we play, to be a god. It's quite wasted on mortals, if you ask me. We are all of us too blemished to become immaculate.
Right, I think we need to focus on Sebille's quest then. She will not share anything with us, so we need to... What the hell is her quest? Sheila urged her to travel to the Nameless Isle and find the Mother Tree. So... Balls. Zor Tissa Temple. Dwarven Temple. Lunar Shrine. Elven Temple. Elven Temple would be the likeliest location, right? Change plans, but there's no way it makes no sense for us to try to force the issue here. If we can't maintain control of Sebille, it's a nightmare to fight. And it's more or less it's gonna be horrifying for Sebille, even if we could take down the Master. So not gonna be our plan A at least. Black Ring Defilers. Pork Tongue. What the hell is he? Deflection Aura. Aura deflects any damage inflicted to his allies, sending it back where it came from. So you need to kill him before you can... No, you need to deal with a lot of extra damage or kill him first. So it's a suppression game against these while killing him. Although the deflection might have limitations. I'm pretty sure we have it too. Projectiles that hit you are reflected back to caster. Does not prevent the original projectile effects. More or less, I guess, provides a lot of physical armor too. Hostile. Ah, Shriekers. Yeah, this certainly looks like there could be a tree here. Mother tree. can easily get through.
Do you serve the God King's scum?
Use Almira's intonation. Tell him you are her thrall.
You serve the great Almira. The sallow man will want to speak with you. Take this.
Black mirror number 2.
He hands you a mirror of the blackest glass.
Pocket it.
The sallow man would speak with you. Look into the mirror.
Note the hiss. Peer closely at his tongue.
He opens his mouth in a sloppy grin and pokes his tongue through rotten teeth. But his tongue is not a tongue, it's the head of a snake. Its own forked tongue flickers with a puff of black smoke, and it winks at you.
Take your leave.
The sallow man.
Now we certainly have the necessary wands to handle this. At least 3, maybe 4, probably 4. So you need a single wand to get rid of them. That would mean Red Prince probably has the wands. Right, Source Vampirism and Purge are very similar, but not the same. For our purpose, I'm not sure if there's really much of a difference.
Hold up, shriekers.
We'll need a purging wand to defeat them.
I mean, we have other means of taking care of these guys. Problem is, there's quite a few of these, and I think I'll basically reveal myself if I use a wand. So I might be able to easily take care of one of them, not 3 or 4.
You! Stop! Explain yourself!
Tell the elf that you're a god walking here to claim your birthright.
The elf's deep golden eyes go wide. A strange smile dances across his mouth, and he starts to roar with laughter.
The gods chose you as their champion? Some human waif? Run home, little godwoken. You find only death here.
Smile sweetly and say that this waif will rip his throat out if he doesn't stand aside. I don't want to say that. You've killed more Voidwoken than you can count to get here. You're not turning back now.
We have all swatted flies. That is not what lies ahead of you. You are not worthy of this temple. Leave. Run back to your hearth. Cower there while death searches for you.
Tell the elf you've been to the afterlife and back to get here. He will stand aside or be cut down.
The laughter dies from the elf's eyes, replaced with weary seriousness.
Good. It is proper that the Godwoken should not be so easily pushed away. Too many are not ready for the trials ahead. You may proceed. You find no threat here. Not from me, at least.
Still, what's going on here? The island's been overrun by the Black Ring.
The island is not overrun. This temple stands strong. The other gods were clearly not as powerful as Tir-Cendelius. In his fortress, the Black Ring do not succeed. They do not kill the Godwoken, but they do not fail. Now, knights and Godwoken both cower behind monsters, tied to sticks.
Cowering is no solution. Ask what you must do to become the divine.
It is not the place of a knight to reveal such things. We walked your path once. You must discover it yourself, as we did. Turn to the gods. Their guidance alone will lead you. May Rallick ever watch over you.
Again, let Sibyl take care of that one. Why does she have extra 3 slots anyway? We'll probably switch her equipment around a little bit or something along those lines. Tentacle Lash. Doesn't do all that much damage, but it causes atrophy. The weapon in their hand cannot be used, basically. Two keys. What was that? Got some sort of a unique item. Is another one of those Black Mirror type things that we've gotten before. Yeah, it's another Black Mirror. I think that's the third one we have. Mother, you always taught me to do what I believed was right, and so I have. I have a greater freedom here than I've ever had, a greater hope in a hopeless world. One day I hope you'll not only forgive me, but join me too. You are always welcome. We can climb here, which will lead us to Lunar Shrine. So, from the looks of the positioning, you have to visit all the temples, then maybe get to the shrine, so you can get proper access to the place where you can always... And this is an alternative access to the same place. Probably someone will tell you if you work with them to a favor. Doesn't really matter to us.
The bear gives you a serious look. She opens her mouth wide, her great fangs on display for you. Then she clears her throat.
Can I ask you a philosophical question?
Say of course. Is the sky blue?
Doesn't that depend on the weather? Anyway, if a tree falls in a forest and the whole place is covered in death fog, does anyone care?
Save your children.
You can tell she was hurt. Ask gently who hurt her.
I escaped. Thousands didn't. They barely had the time to scream.
Save your children.
Give her a bear hug.
You bury your face in her fur, your nostrils assailed by the musk of bear, a combination of sweat and fish and something else. You remember what bears do in the woods.
What the hell? The hug feels good. Keep it going.
You feel the bear shudder, as if about to cry. She grips you tight, too tight. You feel the air squeezed from your lungs and claws digging into your back.
Extricate yourself.
You look her in the eye. She's trying not to cry.
I thought no one cared. I thought no one cared but elves and bears. This gives me hope, this does. Lots of hope. Oh, thank you.
With a sigh, she turns away.
Speak, Godwoken, but be sharp. Time passes quickly.
Ask where you can find Alexander.
He and his circus have claimed the top level of my temple.
Okay, who are you?
I am a knight of Tir-Cendelius, one of the last living knights on this island. Once I could stand with you, my god's chosen champion. Godwoken. I do not ascend, but nor do I die in the trials. So I dedicate my life to Tir-Cendelius and protect the Godwoken that come here.
What is the Black Ring doing here?
They have come to stop the ascension. They are doing all they can to kill the Godwoken and defile our temples, but we will not be so easily cowed.
Ask how you become divine.
That is not for a knight to say. Only the gods may guide.
Right. Do I want to push forward here? I mean, I'm here for the tree. I do not look forward to fighting Alexander if I don't have to, but I guess there's no... Everything seems to be level 16 here pretty much. Guess we basically just have to pick a direction and go. Merchants. Trade the merchant.
Make trade.
The creature runs a black tongue across its maw while staring at you hungrily. For a brief moment, you see row upon row of jagged teeth stretching right back to its gullet.
Ask where exactly it came from.
A distant, hungry place. Your war draws me. Make trade, or leave.
Rune frames. Giant runes. Higher tier scrolls. Nothing particularly interesting. We could do an equipment dump, I suppose. Not sure I care enough to do it properly, but it there's a huge difference in the amount of money we would get. Currently I can barely afford 2 spells, if they're good enough. Certainly not decent equipment upgrades or anything. So it might be worth the effort.
A customer. Perhaps you'd like to trade. Find something to safeguard your...
His lascivious eyes flick over you to skin-crawling effect.
vulnerable flesh.
Remark that you've never seen a creature like him and ask where he came from.
A distant place called Nemesis. I couldn't resist the lure of this world, though. Such bloodshed and despair truly does loosen purse strings.
Curse firestorm grenades. The equipment upgrade doesn't look that much like an upgrade, because it's all the same level that we currently have. Might be able to do a little bit of an upgrade though. Thing is, I think we're going to get a lot of upgrades anyway, so is there a point of buying 10,000 gold piece equipment pieces? Really? Unless we're desperate for something very specific, I think we should basically just pass all of this. This might be an exception. This will triple our physical armor. And I'm not even exaggerating one bit. It is 3 times the physical armor. And the current item we have is basically not all that useful for Spiel anyway. So the trouser upgrade is welcome. Medical upgrade rings could be useful. Not a must-have. Good-looking strength gauntlets. We might not have better, but we have comparable. Yeah, it's not really worth it. And the skills are all over the place in the rest of the items. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade for the trousers and sell all my crap. Well, most of my crap. I should give I should give thought to just selling some of the excess crap. Literally the stuff that is more or less without any real value. I'm probably not gonna sell all of this. Parasitic decay. Except it doesn't cause decay. Why would anyone use this? Be a lot of okay stuff that we really have no intention of ever using. This exists because I might want to use Winter Blast with someone, but no, it's never going to happen. The idea itself is not bad, but I'm never gonna bother with it unless we would basically hit a wall where I had to retry and retry and retry. And I don't think I'll ever hit that, or if I do, I'll switch to using a lot of equipment pieces, usables, to get through it. This is definitely a useful amulet. I want to trade it away. Yeah, some of the books are probably totally worthless. Why do I have a lid of a barrel? Surprisingly few items of interest, really. Okay, Sabine, what exactly are you using? This is not a good weapon for you. Actually, I think it's more or less just fine. That's pretty much it. And the rest is on Lose already.
Your gold can't save you, not against blades.
I don't think I can even sell the sword, the Black Ring sword. Or if it's here, I don't see where.
He gently caresses your arm with...
But perhaps I can...
Okay, there are... Okay, these items we see are somewhere... Where exactly are they? Ooh, there. Right, Black Ring Blade cannot be sold. Neither can the Spear of Foes. Guess they could be quest related. Still, enjoy your pants. Yay, physical armor went to 500.
The creature stares at you like a wolf observing a plump lamb.
Maybe a couple of extra frames. Just in case we want to use them on something. It's not that big of a deal. They also are not that expensive, so I don't give a crap. Could go for an extra source orb, but we have a couple of extra ones already, so meh.
Trade.
I'm gonna talk with my other companions too now. Sabiel was a big problem, but might expect similar issues with the other two, actually.
Yes. Is it an audience you desire?
Ask about the message he received before you left for the island.
It's most intriguing. A message from the House of Shadows. The ones who so fruitlessly sent assassins after my good self.
Wonder what he'll do if he meets the one who sent the message.
Well, first, I will hear the man out. If he can lead me to Sadher, well, I can spare my ears a moment or two for that. Besides, only polite, I always say, to hear a man out before beheading him.
Say that, were you a lizard, you wonder what house of the ancient empire you belong to.
What house? Ha! A peculiar query. But very well, I'm no stranger to parlor games. Let's see. From what I gather, you've a certain mystical quality about you. A penchant for the surreal and the visionary. There can be no doubt that would place you in the much revered House of Dreams.
Sounds about right.
Don't get your hopes up. We don't adopt.
Okay, what are we gonna do next?
Surely it's obvious. Ascension awaits. Once we manage to gain access to the actual Well of Ascension. That is not to say I'm not dying to have a word with the House of Shadows.
Yep. So, going to the well might not be a horrible idea either, but we still need a way to break the connections with the God King and his servants.
Ever strike you that life is just a series of islands? Like, you put down roots, something upends it all, and then you sail off and put roots down somewhere else. It's just islands, one after the other.
Point out a contradiction. How can someone rebel against power be so keen on becoming divine?
You think I want to be the head of the Order? All I care about is dealing with that royal arsepain, and a divine sure as hell would be capable of doing just that. I ain't thought beyond there, and I ain't gonna prime that pump till I have to.
Yeah. Give him room. He's a big boy, he can figure it out.
I know I'm fumbling along here. I know the ways of royalty and the ways of piracy, but I know shite about divinity. All these people looking to guide me, and I'm still no sure how one divines or whatever. But hey, you make good fumbling company.
Beast looks left, then right, then down, unsure if his compliment hit its mark.
Pretend to trip, then wobble back to an upright position and say you don't know what he's talking about.
Beast flashes a relieved grin and absent-mindedly begins to twist 3 strands of beard hair into a braid.
Tell me more about the Dwarven Rebellion.
Well, it's complicated. Where to even begin?
Okay, tell me about your fellow rebels.
They're guerrillas.
Beast chuckles as your forehead crinkles in confusion.
You know, as in guerrilla warfare? Ah, Geralt, I thought you had a funny bone in you, but I swear some witch doctor's gone and yanked it out. Good women, good men. Still fighting the good fight, too. Though most of them fled to the hinterlands. The Wave Dancer's crew's probably gone to join him. No offense to you, but I missed him. Still, it's probably best I don't subject him to all this.
So you'd like to know what he was rebelling against?
Power, plain and simple. It's like this. Some people, when they get a taste of something delicious, they want more and more of it. Like fried sea bass. Once you start, you can't stop slurping. Justina got a taste of that power the first time she threw a mouthy jester into the dungeon at the urging of her advisor, just because he pointed out her, rotundness. That's a word, right? That's where it started. And it still ain't finished.
Got worse from there?
Sure enough. Amazing how quick things changed, too. When I was a lad, Laura would invite lizard dignitaries, elven seers, folk like that. Big fish from other ponds. Now, a lizard don't dare step foot in the kingdom, lest some sword-loving royalist scrape off his scales. Can't stand those types. But I don't blame them. Some folk, they've got the short end of the stick. They've got lots of anger in their hearts. And when your queen tells you who you're supposed to hate, well, that's who you hate.
Okay, but
Ever strike you that life is just a series of islands?
uh,
Like, you put down roots, something
these
upends
are
it
old
all, and then you
conversations.
sail off and put roots down somewhere else. It's just islands, one after the other.
Yeah,
Ever strike you that life is just a series of islands?
the game doesn't even go through
Like,
them anymore.
you put down roots, something upends it all, and then you sail off and put roots down somewhere else.
Queen
It's just
Justinia.
islands. Let me tell you a story about Justinia. I think we were, say, age 10 at the time. My pop was off who knows where, spreading his seed in that oh-so-charming manner of his. So let's just say the court had its hands full. There was a big reception one night, the ridiculous kind where all the ladies wear dresses and all the men wear finery. Yeah, everyone looks starched. Well, everyone acts starched. So I decided to surprise all the noble farts at dinner. Snuck into the kitchen. They had a giant boar on a platter with an apple in its mouth. Longer than Laura herself, and not much fatter either. The cook put the lid on and set it down for the steward to take. And then I made my move. I dragged off that pig when no one was looking and stuffed it in a floor cupboard. Then I crawled onto the platter and pulled the lid up over me. Wasn't too long before the steward showed up and wheeled me into the banquet, none the wiser.
Giggle with glee. What an image.
If you like that part, you'll love what happened next. Some stuffy duke yanks off the lid and good old Beastie jumps out. Caused quite the stir. Queen wanted me gone, but little cousin Justinia, she had my back. Told Queen Laura it was all her idea, and she got a whooping on her backside and sent to bed without supper. So the point is, well, I ain't sure. I guess that she has a good heart, but somewhere along the way it got soiled.
Where to next?
Forward. I know it's probably not the answer you wanted. I can't think of much else to say about it. Weird, right? One of us will ascend soon and, well, there's only one divinity. We've got choices to make. We can't put him off forever.
Right. Who are you?
The elven priest fervently prays.
Tell us what to do, brave Tir-Cendelius. The Black Ring are on the threshold, and yet they fear us. I know it. They fear who we are. They fear the elves.
There were runes here.
This is incredible. What a structure.
Forest tiger.
There might be nothing like this left in
Eyes
the world.
closed, the tiger seems to be praying.
I am the last of my hide, my stripe, my streak. All of us but I fell dead in the mist when the true legs had their war. I pray to thee to bring us back, to save us from our end.
She cocks her head to listen to a voice you cannot hear.
If the covenant be in good faith, O black-winged god, and all the forest tigers shall return, then I shall accept your...
Tell her not to listen to the voice.
She opens her eyes and turns to you.
Or what? Shall you kill me with your fog of death like you did my cousins? This is our only chance to live.
Tell her if she swears to the covenant, she may never get her true self back. Success impossible. Yeah, I sort of guessed that was a pretty shitty persuasion attempt to try.
She closes her eyes. A low growl rises in her throat.
They all shall die, my king, and I shall start.
She stares directly at you and bares her teeth.
With the she-man.
Ah, Right, well, it's gonna be a short fight. The thing is, we could have easily made that persuasion check too, just make an actual effort. We should have made a promise of restoring her race, but at the same time, I don't want to make promises like that. So death it is. Doesn't really matter what we do at this point.
Stranger, you must help us. I beg of you.
Into the dark with you.
Well, now they're extinct. Shit happens. Not to me though, but to the tiger.
The leaves of the altar rustle, a gentle murmur on the breeze. You lean in, a sweet smell wafting around you, the smell of fresh wood, of blooming flowers, of a gentle summer's night.
Breathe in, drawing that beautiful scent deep into you.
The scent fills your mind and your vision starts to swim. You blink and find yourself standing in a dark glade. On the wind you hear a whisper.
God woken.
You turn towards the voice and see the broken body of a fawn. A raven is perched upon its head, pecking at the gory hollow that once held its eye. You're about to turn away when the body twitches.
God woken.
The raven turns its gore-streaked beak towards you. Its eyes are a deep bloody red. God woken. It croaks as it takes to the air, circling the glade. God woken. The fawn's breathing is shallow and ragged.
I need to heal. Please, if we are to make it to the Well of Ascension, I need your blood.
I'm not sure I want to do that. You're not giving up your health so it can heal. Use the god.
You turn to walk away, but as you do, you feel a cold, heavy thump on your shoulder. You look up into the fierce red eyes of the raven. I see you, Godwoken, it croaks. I see you. The blood-flecked beak lunges at your eye, and you feel it. You feel it tear through the lid, through the jelly, and crack against bone. You stumble back, grasping at your face. Your eyes are fine, but the altar is changed, with a crescent moon hacked into the wood. As you leave, you can't shake the dull, thudding ache in your eye.
Rune of some sort? Again? Okay, help Sallow, head to the belly of the mountain. Favor of all seven gods. Actually, we don't. And Alexander. I don't want to do any of these necessarily. Now feels the pull of the moon. Nothing on this particular altar. Want to find the mother tree.
Protect the bishop no matter the cost.
I am at the ready.
Magisters, lower
Yeah,
your
Gareth
weapons.
is here.
Gareth, listen to me.
I have heard enough.
Everything's level
Your words
16.
mean nothing to me, Alexander.
Protect the bishop no matter the cost.
Hammer isn't
I am
here.
at the ready.
Magisters, lower your weapons.
I have heard enough.
I will have your head, Seeker.
We're interacting with Gareth.
Be at ease, Magister Rowe. Weapons down. Gareth, I have done you a grave injustice. I was deceived, and I was too weak, too naive to see it.
Alexander holds his hands outwards towards Gareth, his blade resting flat across his palms, a gesture of goodwill and peace.
Hello at Alexander. Explain yourself.
Whatever Alexander's reply might have been, it is drowned by Gareth's alarming chuckle.
Godwoken, have you come to witness the death of the noble coward? How fortunate. You can tell the tale of Lucien's other wayward son. This slug defends his own cruelty on the basis of ignorance. He expects me to forgive him for everything he's taken from me. Every fallen seeker, every friend, every slain Godwoken, my own parents. He says this to me while their flesh still rots in the graves I dug for them. I've forgotten nothing. Alexander, you are the sinner, yet the gods have allowed us to suffer for it. I would kill you 100 times over if given the chance.
Yeah, this benefits us in no way. The hammer was always the main problem we had. Urge Gareth to lower his weapon. He must overcome his cruelty and rage.
Gareth looks to you, then to Alexander. He digs his teeth into his lower lip until blood seeps out from the tender skin. The silence is thick, yet neither Gareth nor Alexander move.
You are not Damien. You are not Damien. Damien. My sins have been as great as yours, Alexander. I've just been too blind to see them. It's just your father. You could forgive Alexander when I could not, Godwoken. I hope you show me the same kindness. I will meet you aboard the Lady Vengeance when you are ready.
50,000. Yay. 500,000 for a level up. Yeah, that's not gonna come anytime soon. Okay, where is one of our members? The prince is in a dialogue somewhere else. Mother Tree calls you. Follow the spirit. Climb to the heart of the tree. Mother waits. Okay, it's probably here. We definitely want to talk to Alexander too. But this is key to us being able to do any of these things, I think. Elven Scion, level 17. Looks like it could be a battle arena. Magic armor, almost 2000.
Mother, you don't look well. How vulnerable you are. At heart.
You probably would want to destroy the heart anyway. But considering the shitty situation with the Elven race, that probably is not going to go down too well. Battle arena, and I don't want to fight.
I am the scion of the Mother Tree. Her heart speaks through me.
The scion of the Mother Tree. Let me talk to her, please. She and I have business.
Not your ascent.
The Mother is in danger. A shadow hunts her. You must rid us of the shadow. The Shadow Prince is on this island, seeking our annihilation. He is the master of the House of Shadows. He is a terror that breathes. You know him simply as the Master, Sibyl. It is time for vengeance. You must cut off its breath, then bring me its heart.
The Master. Where is he?
He is a lizard. No doubt he slithers close to the temple of his fork-tongued goddess. Beware, for he brings the shadows with him.
Yeah, but
I am the scion of the Mother Tree. Her heart speaks through me.
does this mean I could have just went into the fight with the Shadow Prince and somehow things would have worked out there? Because now nothing seems to be happening with Sibyl. Where's the Shadow Prince?
He is a lizard. No doubt.
Please, go ahead. I think you know the answer to that. He has a date with it. Whatever comes after that.
Yeah, nothing's changed. So we more or less left the place for nothing, as far as I can see. At the same time, there's no way we could have known. Might still end up fighting here.
Sibyl touches your arm.
Look, it's Sahela.
Yes, it is.
Sibyl, it is so good to see you once more. I must speak with you. It is of the greatest importance. At last I see clearly. I know what must be done. The mother is sick. She is weak. Her grip slips at last. You make her so. You kill her scions. You are strong now, Sibyl. You are prime scion. You are God-woken. This is a unique opportunity. The impossible is now possible. Kill her. Free us from her tyranny, please. Finish what you start. One more kill. You must strike at her heart. Do this for me. Do this for all of us. Set us free.
You want the Mother Tree dead? Quite the change of heart since last we met.
I know, but now she is weak. I can speak truth. The Mother stops progress. The Mother stops lovers. The Mother forbids. The Mother commands. The Mother plots. The Mother wants vengeance. She is hollow. But all elves want is to live. I know I can count on you, Sibyl. You who loves her freedom above all. You must climb the temple to find the Mother's heart. And then you must destroy it. Set yourself free, Sibyl. Set us all free. The moment of truth approaches, does it not?
One way or another, we're going to take down the shadow guy first. Everything that might come after that, that's a different matter. He will go down first. So any kind of plot involving him will be irrelevant.
The elf prays hard.
Soon, Tir-Cendelius will give us the power to smash the ring and all our enemies.
Okay. Leave him in his ignorance. Don't want to start the arguing with him.
Keep your hands where I can see him. Bishop Alexander's our responsibility. We ain't no seekers. We'll die protecting him.
Step carefully, stranger, and do as the divine order tells you. Paladin and Magister alike serve Alexander here, and so should you.
So everyone basically has a healing potion that heals over 1000. We absolutely have to cause decaying if we can't take down people very quickly. What does Faith actually do? Character is inspired by Alexander's presence. Strength, finesse, intelligence plus 4, damage plus 50%, dodging plus 10%. So they get a lot of damage bonus. About probably around 70% bonus to their main damage type.
That seeker was out for my blood. You have most impressive skills of persuasion, sorcerer.
Remark that the last you saw of him, he was in a coma aboard the Lady Vengeance. What happened?
My destiny was unveiled to me in the Hall of Echoes, at last. I realized how Dallis had been sabotaging me all along.
Ask how Dallis was sabotaging him.
She had her accomplice, Friedemann, pose as someone who could train me how to master my god-woken powers. But it was a lie. They sought to hinder, not help. While I was being occupied by Friedemann, Dallis began taking over the Order. I confronted them once I returned from the Hall of Echoes, and the pair of them tried to kill me. They must be Black Ring agents, tasked with preventing me from ascending. They won't succeed, though. I know what needs to be done, and I have good, loyal Magister and Paladin companions to help me see that it is done.
Remark that he isn't the only God-woken who could ascend. What makes him think he should be divine above all others?
I was born for this duty. As long as he lived, my father groomed me to take his place, to speak for the gods. And make no mistake, divinity is a duty, not a reward. Others may be able to claim the mantle, but only I can shoulder the burden, the responsibility.
Yeah, but you sort of already have shown how vulnerable and naive you can be. So, how good are you really at this particular job? Suggest that you should work together to enter the council. The trials within can decide who will become the divine.
Make no mistake, Godwoken. I do not need to work with you. I will enter the council when I am fit and ready. But you are desperate. That much is clear. Make yourself of use to me, and I shall help you unlock the council. You must strike down the one who leads the Black Ring on this island. That is my prize.
Yeah, you can all go fuck yourselves. I'm gonna go there alone and leave you out here to wrangle your hands or do whatever you want. I don't care. If I have to face you all in some kind of a test or a fight, I'm okay with that. Bring it on. Why doesn't he just get rid of the Black Ring leader himself? No, yeah.
Do you really think the future Divine should take such risks? Besides, you're the one seeking help. Perhaps you can put your murderous skills to use for the greater good.
Yeah, I'm leaving. You're not particularly much of a leader.
You're thinking the same thing. Alexander wants to be the new Divine.
Didn't that guy pretty much invent Fort Joy? Imagine him as the Divine.
Divinity requires a certain strength of character this whippersnapper woefully misses.
Over my dead body.
He hardly has his father's qualities. Besides, he's not to be trusted.
I just don't think he's capable of. He's like a sort of a religious fanatic who believes it's his own bullshit. Very, very dangerous. Can be very charismatic as a leader too, but not a good leader. I suppose that's up to an interpretation though. A good leader in the sense that he can lead a lot of lead the masses, but not a good leader in that he would be good for the people or the wealth or well-being of the world, whatever you want to call it. Good at playing the popularity game, not as capable as the leader. So I can't access that. First cluster grenade. Okay, it doesn't seem like we can do all that much here. Another ship. So should I just go for the Shadow Prince directly? Maybe just go toward the temple. Or get into the fight. Maybe because we tried to sort of get into the fight from the back way, it basically didn't follow the normal breadcrumb trail you could have chosen to follow, so we didn't have the normal options. I think we're going to waste our time exploring what you can do here in this island in general, because naturally they're going to have their headquarters here and there. But if we're not going to go on a murder spree with them, we might as well just try to go as quickly to the well as possible and bypassing as many things as we can. But so the only things we need to do really is Red Prince and Sabil side quests. We need to be in arcs to do the Beast's one and mine. I need to go to the doctor's house. He needs to prevent the death flag from being used. And the island doesn't look like that big of a place to begin with. It probably ends somewhere here. So it is nowhere near as big even as Fort Joy. Probably the half of it at most. So we should be able to wrap things up much faster here. And we could ignore certain things too. Lizard monks, I don't expect them. Pieces of Duna.
Ho there, hopeful. I belong to Tir-Cendelius. To whom are you sworn?
Arrow Spray, Far Sight, Arrow Storm, Overpower, blah blah blah. We could consider. Yeah, no. I was thinking considering another wand, but we're not using the wands to do damage. We're using them for stat boost, which means we should really consider that. The current one does have a rune slot, so why are we using a Venomous Aura rune? Because I almost never use it, compared to we could just use a rune frame, add more to our intelligence or memory. That's a good question. Tell him you're sworn to know God.
From within you comes a jab of protest.
Can I interest you in a short discussion about the merits of Tir-Cendelius, the poet of the woods, the god of the elves, and others?
The being inside you rumbles a very clear no.
Tell me more. No, note that he's no elf. Ask why a lizard would devote himself to Tir-Cendelius.
Because, my friend, when I offered myself to her, she never answered. I was God-woken, and I failed her. But she, too, failed me. When she learned that I could not crush my own compassion, Solstice deserted me. She deserted all of us. I renounced her, and Tir-Cendelius came to me. He soothed me with his gentle words, and I was whole once more. He could do the same for you, if you would have him when you fail.
I don't intend to fail.
No one ever does. But so far, no one has found the ruthlessness their gods demand. Me, I serve Tir-Cendelius. I am at your service. How may I help you?
He takes a deep breath, then bows to you.
I was not ruthless enough to be divine. I could not earn entry to the Council's great academy, but I may serve those who may, if they serve Tir-Cendelius. How can I help you?
How may you... I don't know. Ask how you may avoid his mistake.
I prayed to the altars of all 7 gods, all across the island, and pledged my allegiance. You must do the same, and hope they hear you. But most of all, you must be ruthless, where I was not.
Ask him how he gained entry to the Council 7.
I prayed to the altars of all 7 gods. You must be ruthless, where I, if it may help you, I wish you well.
I need to know what increases my intelligence or memory. What rune? It's not done like this. Right. Is the power frame or I don't even recall which frame to use. Ah, shit. Extra properties. Extra properties. Maybe it's power. Okay. What could it be? Masterwork was strength. Finesse is poison. No use for finesse. Memory would probably be the most valued one, really. It would have to be +3, otherwise there's no point even doing it.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
But before that I need to... well, I might as well try both frames. Because a power is pure attributes. But what is mystical? Summon, it's skills, right? Summoning, necromancy, perseverance. Fair enough. Realistically, Constitution is probably Earth, or Hydrosophist. Hydrosophist would be Intelligence. Very probably, at least.
Save your children.
Useless.
Right. Single-handed leadership, Hydrosophist. No shocks there. What about rock runes? Two-handed warfare, geomancer. Not bad. But the skill upgrades are lesser. You can probably get +2 total. But two-handed plus, I don't know. Yeah, this wouldn't matter all that much. You get earth damage and physical damage added with a single rune.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
Okay, what's this?
Hear my prayer. Save your children.
Strength, strength, strength. Wait a minute. If that's strength, what the hell is the masterwork? Strength 2, right? But it has strength in all the places. So does this. Me thunder. Finesse. So this seems to be affecting physical attributes, same as the venom. The only question really is, what the hell does flame do? No, it's the damage. Everything that adds to damage, strength, finesse, or intelligence, those can be boosted. There might be a way to do the rest. Not sure what that would be though.
Hear my prayer. Save your children.
Intelligence again. Pyromancy. Range, Huntsman, Pyrokinetic. We don't have large enough ice runes. We would have to combine them into larger ones, which is actually more expensive than just buying the larger ones. For reasons. Because the game hates doing crafting, apparently.
We're safe now.
Have you been to the temple of Zolstissa? Is the King's Knight safe? Is Zol Stissa's chosen champion safe? Have you been to the temple of Zol Stissa? Is the King's Knight safe? Is Zol Stissa's chosen champion safe?
Promise to keep an eye out if you should find yourself there.
I fear that they are lost, but I thank you for your kindness. I shall pray for your deliverance, and for theirs.
Oh, yeah, I was on the lookout for runes. This might be a good upgrade. The current amulet is +2 Necromancer. This would be Pyrokinetic and Necromancer, which are both useful to me. Also about 100 extra magic armor. And it has an prune slot. So basically we would lose a little bit of necromancy, which doesn't matter. Memory is important, which isn't. We would gain some pyrokinetic, gain some... at the same time it doesn't matter. This Lose has more magic armor than a couple of the others combined, maybe. She's not gonna run out.
He lowers his head, closes... The priestess is oblivious to you. Instead, she's locked in frantic, desperate prayer.
Almighty Duna, save your children. Deliver us from the void. Almighty Duna, save your children. Deliver us from the void. Almighty Duna.
Adopt a commanding tone and proclaim that you, Duna, have answered her call. What does she want?
The priestess breaks off her prayer just long enough to shoot you a look of disgust.
Get away from me, foul blasphemer!
Surprised she didn't take it well. Alien life essence. Yeah, I still don't understand the differences with the pixie dusts either. Why is pixie dust superior pixie dust and things like that? Why do they exist? I have no fucking clue. Scoundrel skills. I've been looking for some time with those. We already know all of that. But I think there was yeah, is there a levitation skill of some sort? Wind-up toy. Summon a mechanical bomber at the target point. The bomber can explode, dealing fire damage and producing fire surface. It's a summoned creature. That's could be useful. Terrifying cruelty. Dagger attack deals physical damage and sets bleeding and terrified on target character. It attacks magic armor and physical armor. Bleeding through physical, terrified through magical. It's a heavy costly ability. Don't really see use for this. There's a lot of crafting trickery I don't get. The different quality pixie dust and things like that confuse me the most. You'd have to there had to be something very good that they can add to something. Or alternatively you can use such. Maybe if you combine, let's say, low level runes, if you buy them, normal pixie dust is enough. If you want to combine large ones, for example, maybe you need higher quality pixie dust to do it. I don't know. We do have some rune recipes as actual recipes, so... Normal pixie dust seems to be at least enough for mediums. Small to medium. But we have no nothing after that. We have no idea how to refine something like pixie dust. How to make better pixie dust. Pixie dust plus pixie dust maybe? Or pixie dust plus amplifier. It's not like we're totally out of ideas. Small runes are worthless. We might as well try some of these. We would like more frost runes, any water source, any metal. I have no idea what it's going to put in here, that scares me a little bit. Right, we should be able to put 2 medium frost runes and pixie dust. That should follow the same formula that we've been using. Is normal pixie dust enough? It seems to be.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
Almighty Duna, hear my prayer. Save your children.
Useless. Be at ease, sister.
Okay, what about 2 large ones? Normal pixie dust is sufficient here. No, so now you need the superior pixie dust.
Useless.
Which is... right. And I'll see if I can add it to a power frame. I'm not sure I want the +3 intelligence. But it's not like I'm gonna lose the normal benefits if I do this. Intelligence +3, damage, water damage, or water resistance, or movement bonus. This would be useful for her really if we use the thievery, because now we could add intelligence to her equipment set necessary to use all the thievery items. Then it doesn't matter where we add it, it should work just fine. So the item itself, even though I don't particularly care for it now, could be useful. It would add 15% extra damage on intelligence based attacks, that's it. So it's not a huge deal on itself. In fact, I'm not sure I want to do it. The rune itself is useful. I'm not sure I want to add intelligence to it. We might as well go for something else. Because it's only really useful for the ability to use thievery equipment on Sabile. Which is a nice thing, granted, but it's just nice. We're going to have to pick some fights here, I think. Simply, otherwise we'll lose so much experience by ignoring everything. I think that's going to be a bigger problem than anything else. The cave has to be where the black ring congregates. So blood and probably one of the black mirrors is going to function as an opening there. But again, do we want to go in there and pick a fight with them? That would leave us maybe the coastline here and whatever that is to explore. Maybe another one of the temples. Looks more like part of the Eternals. A couple of places here too, and that's pretty much it. Then we could teleport there and wrap things up. Get to the arcs part, which is probably a larger map again, because this seems minor in comparison to that. Right, I'm sort of inclined to take a look at this place and these areas before heading here, because there's a good chance if this wraps up Sabile's and Red Princess side quests, so we could just basically go to the Well of Souls entrance at that point. North or south, both are fine. Sort of inclined to head south. This doesn't look like a massive site of anything. Maybe something like you have to teleport around a little bit in the middle of the lava lake, and that's about it. We're going to lose out on equipment by not picking up fights here. The problem I have with that is my only reason for picking those fights is pretty much trying to get experience and equipment. And I'm not sure if the equipment is in any way necessary. I mean, we're gonna get new ones, and after we're not level 16, everything we pick up here is going to be dated very, very quickly. This is troublesome.
Part of the Divine Order's fleet by the look of it. Hellfire must have rained down on it.
Temple of Amadia.
Surprising any of them made it ashore, looking at that.
Climb, 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 climb. We've had a good relationship with Amadia so far. Simply want to visit the temple if nothing else. And the temples, we would get blessings from them. So no matter what we do or don't do with the faction leaders, they might all be places worth visiting. We will definitely get experience out of them. We will definitely get equipment out of them. Not sure we're probably going to get a level up from doing the well more than anything else. And these are, well, they're at least interesting. I'd hate to miss up on something like this in my haste to try to wrap up the area.